Yo guys, what's up? It's WarSpirit, and today I want to bring you some Crysis 3 open beta bow gameplay. You might have heard recently that they released a patch on PC, I believe it's on the PS3 right now as well, coming soon to the Xbox 360, but one of these patch changes was that they reduced the charging uptime of your bow from 1.3 seconds to 1 second for fully charged arrow shots, which makes it a little bit easier to, finish off guys with 2 shots, or maybe switch to targets and get some multi-kills with the bow. So that's cool. Not a change that I felt was necessary, because in the final game there's probably going to be a suit module called Rapid Fire, or something very similar like what was in Crysis 2, and this is probably going to increase your firing rate with the bow even further. But anyway, in this video I'm just going to be talking over some tips and tricks, and this is after the patch. This is gameplay from after the patch, so I do have the faster bow charging time, just in case you were wondering. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about the bow and some tips and tricks for playing it. First off, switching arrows is going to be something you're going to have to learn to get good at, and be able to switch arrows efficiently, quickly, and make sure you're using the right arrow type for the right situation. You'll see me switch arrows quite a lot in this gameplay. I've actually not mastered it fully myself, switching arrows quickly. There's a wee trick actually to switching arrows quickly on the PC. Sometimes I still get caught out and do die when I'm trying to switch arrows, you'll see in this gameplay as well. But if you press X on your keyboard to open up your weapon customization menu, and then press 3 on your keyboard, this allows you to switch arrow type without like having to run your mouse over a certain attachment or arrow and change it there. So press X, then press 3. If you press X then 3 times, you'll switch to your recon arrow. Press X and then 3 twice, and you'll switch to your airburst arrow, stuff like that. And obviously you'll just have to see it when it comes up on your screen to switch arrow types round and round the sort of circle wheel. It goes round anti-clockwise basically every time you press 3, switching to a different arrow type. So that's cool. If you didn't know that, then there's your first tip. Try it out, guys. You'll notice at the start of the gameplay I also used my recon arrow. I like doing that. I like switching to my recon arrow at the start of the match and firing it off at the enemy spawn. Sometimes it's really useful. You can pretty much tag the entire enemy team, and you'll see them all moving towards like the crash site, or what they're doing, what their battle strategy is as a team. God damn, I hate falling damage. I died there just leaping off the edge trying to escape this guy. Didn't have the maneuverability suit module on. Maneuverability reduces or makes you have no falling damage, so another pretty essential reason why you should be using maneuverability. But I'll go over my suit modules and what I'm using in this gameplay pretty soon. There's one key difference between using the bow and using a different weapon, and this catches me off quite a lot, and it might have caught you guys off sometimes as well. Maybe you haven't realised this yet, but basically when you use any other weapon, not the bow, you're going to be aiming down sights before shooting at your target. You're going to be lining up your shot before left clicking. Right clicking before left clicking is generally how you do it, making sure you're on target before wasting any bullets. With the bow it's not necessarily the case, because when you aim down sights, like right click, you're going to be moving slower, and you're going to have less field of view, like you zoom in so you can't see guys that are around about you. Whereas if you left click first, this allows you to charge up your shot, and then you can aim down sights for like a more zoomed in look at your target, making your shot easier, being more accurate as well with your shot. So I find this really hard to do sometimes. Like sometimes I hold down right click and then start charging up my shot. Gets me killed quite a lot by guys coming from my side and I'm not ready for them. Also, if you left click first and charge up your shot before aiming down sights, if anyone decides to get too close to you, you can easily just spin around and basically hip fire with the bow and kill a guy, which is really cool. Also, if people get too close to you and you have a fully charged arrow ready, make sure your fully charged arrow hits them. Even if they've got auto armor on or armor mode on and it's not going to be a one-hit kill, make sure your arrow hits them. Don't just sit there and die. Don't let them kill you because they got too close to you. Make sure your shot hits them, and then quickly switch to your pistol. I prefer the M12 Nova. M12 Nova does insane damage at close range. Basically one shot of a fully charged arrow and then 2 or 3 bullets with an M12 Nova, and that guy will be history. Really effective at taking out shotgunners, especially in the map museum. See if you're on like one of the high grounds and like a shotgunner's coming for you, he's about to leap over like to try and get onto the same platform as you're on. You just fire a fully charged shot right into his chest and then switch to your Nova and beast him as soon as he lands. Easy mode. Shotgunners go down fast. Shotgunners are no problem with me when I'm using the bow, unless they sneak up behind me. And that's one sort of problem I do have, is I find it really hard to hear footsteps when I'm playing this game. People aren't using the Hunter suit module. Hunter makes you have quieter footsteps, but sometimes people still get behind me, and I had no idea those guys were behind me, and like that shouldn't be happening. I should be able to hear footsteps all the time. I had no problem with hearing footsteps in Crysis 2, having a little bit of an issue with hearing footsteps sometimes in Crysis 3. on this class I've got my hunter suit module on as well, so you can see all these footsteps. That makes a distinct footsteps down as well for tracking guys. And the only reason that I'm really using hunter mode is because I'm using the bow and I'm using the hunter suit module, because obviously I want to try and feel like a hunter sometimes when I'm using it. Also, it is pretty cool that you don't make any suit sounds when you're using it. So that's pretty good. If your bow is a pretty silent weapon, so if you can be silent as well while you're playing it, it's going to be very tricky for people to spot you. Don't know why my shot missed there. I think I hit that flag and that just broke my arrow. Like, just made my arrow shot fail, which is kind of annoying sometimes. Like, blades of grass can sometimes block your arrow shots. I don't think anything like that should be blocking your arrows. Nice little way to take out the crash site using the bow is just stand back, line up your shots, take your time, beast them all. Crash site clear, move in team, move in. So one of the other suit modules I'm using on this class is armor transfer. It's not really that great a perk for playing as a hunter, but I do like how armor transfer on level 3 gives you 30% of your armor back when you make a kill, which is pretty much giving you 30% of your health back if you use armor mode a lot. You might think, but you're not using armor too much when you're in playing as a hunter guy with a bow. You might be using stealth probably a lot more, so you might want to take phantom. Armor transfer is not an essential perk to use. I just like it because I feel like I'm gaining health every time I make a kill. I think that's a pretty cool suit module in my opinion. So finally, my third suit module, which I use on a lot of my classes. I actually feel it's essential for using the bow, and this is Scout level 3. Scout level 3 lets you see health bars of your enemies, and using the bow, this is incredibly useful because it lets you know how charged your shot needs to be to make a kill. Fully charged shots will one-shot kill to the chest and legs and anything like that as well, if they're not in armor mode and if they do not have armor on. Obviously, if you line up a shot and then see that the guy only has 50% health, you don't need to fully charge your shot up. You can just kill him and get prepared for the next guy who's coming at you. So Scout is really useful. It also lets you know what sort of arrow type you want to be using. If the guy is low on health, you can just switch to your air burst and just get a really quick fire off shot at his feet and kill him. And also, if a guy's low on health and you don't have any air burst arrows or anything like that, you can just switch to your pistol and get one shot off on him, kill him easy enough. And if you see a guy at long range and he's sitting at full health, then go for the headshot. Make sure you go for the headshots when you're using the bow, otherwise you're not going to get many kills. You might see a lot of 75-point assists. Generally that's what the assist you get when you shoot a guy once with the bow while he has auto armor on. So 75% assists, or 75-point assists, are going to be pretty common when you're using a bow, unless you go for those headshots. So try and go for the headshots if you can, guys. And obviously if the guy's at 50% health, then no need to risk going for a headshot. If you have the scout suit module on, you can see what his health is at, and you can just go for that nice easy chest shot with the bow. So that is cool. You can see there I've used another airburst frag tip, quickly switch to that to get that guy. That there's the little wheel, pressing 3, spam 3 to spin around the wheel, and that'll get you switching arrow types pretty quickly. Also stealth guys, they generally die with about maybe 25 to 50% of a charged arrow. Stealth guys will die pretty easily to arrows. You don't need to fully charge them for those. That guy there clearly wasn't using auto armor, so he got one-shotted. And again, standing back, clearing out this crash site, got my armor on. Armor transfer, every time I got a kill my armor regenerated 30%, so these guys have to do an extra 30% damage to me to even think about taking me out. So that is cool. I like that suit module, I do like it. Alright guys, just over a minute of gameplay footage left, and really that's all there is to the bow, just those basic things. Once you learn those things and get those down to a perfection, then you should be doing alright. Obviously it does take a little while to get used to the bow. The bow is totally different from every other weapon. I still find that it annoys me sometimes just playing the bow. I much rather prefer, it's not really my type of weapon to be honest. I prefer running around just blasting people with submachine guns and stuff. Even in Far Cry 3 I didn't use the bow so much, I just ran around with my my submachine gun beasting guys. So I don't know, if it's your type of weapon, if you want to play stealthy and stuff and leap around with a bow, then yeah, go for it. So basically the little things that you need to know is switching arrow types quickly. Just sit and practice switching arrow types. See if you can work out those little hotkeys for switching arrows. It might even be possible in the future to set up macros to switch arrow types. That's not cheating. Surely that's not cheating, setting up macros to switch arrow types. It's cheating if you set up a macro to like automatically fire your weapon and stuff, I think. But switching arrow types should be alright, I would say. If you have the gear capable of doing that, then sure, go for it. Make sure you choose the correct suit modules to complement your playstyle. And yeah, just make sure you're using the right arrow type and charging your bow up to the proper extent for each engagement that you make. Yeah, and guys will go down just as you plan. 40 and 5. Probably one of my top scoring bow gameplays so far. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, guys, and be sure to check out my other weapon gameplays for some more tips and tricks in the Crysis 3 open beta. Only about 3 days left of the open beta, so not much longer to get some gameplays for you guys, but obviously the full game will be out soon. Really looking forward to the single player campaign. If you saw that last video they uploaded to the Crysis YouTube channel, man, game looks awesome. Looking forward to it. Thanks guys, see you later.